Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 3 of ani-MAY-tion month, the review series where I take a look at a different animated movie every month for the month of every day for the month of May and review it. Today we are looking at this Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty, released in 1959. Of course, based on the fairy tale. And let me tell you before I get into the review, what you play of this world in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is pretty much the entire world of the movie. There's nothing else in that movie. There's nothing else in this movie that's not in that game, so get that out of the way. We open with narration. Isn't that always nice? We open with narration giving us a backstory about how King Stefan and his bride have always wanted a daughter, and they got a daughter that they named Aurora. And they're having a party for Aurora's grateful day. And the entire kingdom has come, including 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. And each of them bless Aurora with a different gift. Flora gives her the gift of beauty. Fauna gives her the gift of song. And before Merryweather can give her a gift, Maleficent shows up. Maleficent, one of the all-time great Disney villains. Even if I'll get into her motivation later. But Maleficent shows up, and because she wasn't invited to this party, she puts a curse on Aurora. It says, before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and die. Now, also at this time, the king from a neighboring country, King Hubert, has brought his son, Prince Philip, who will be marrying Princess Aurora later. It's one of those arranged marriage things, because this is set in the Dark Ages, or the Middle Ages, or some age. So, while the fairies cannot overturn Maleficent's curse, Merryweather's gift to Aurora is the fact that one day, if she does prick her finger, the spell will be broken by love's first kiss. Isn't that interesting? So, to avoid Maleficent's curse coming true, the 3 fairies live as mortals for 16 years with no magic, and they raise Princess Aurora, and they name her Briar Rose. I wonder if Triple H and Stephanie saw this movie when their first kid was conceived, since that kid is named Aurora Rose. And that both of those names are derived from this movie. I'm sure it's probably a coincidence, but hey. And eventually, Briar Rose out picking berries, because the fairies want to not use magic and have her have a party that involves cake making, dresses and all that. And while she's picking the berries, she sings Once Upon a Dream. And upon that, Prince Philip hears that and decides to dance with Aurora, and he decides to meet her again at the cottage by the Glen. Unbeknownst to Aurora, though, that meeting cannot happen. The fairies then decide to use magic to help Aurora out. But when Flora and Merryweather get into a fight over what color the dress should be, that alerts Maleficent's pet raven Diablo, who figures out where these fairies are. So the fairies take Aurora back to her kingdom. And at that time, there's this whole thing with the 2 kings talking about the marriages of their 2 kids. And there's also a very funny scene of the court jester getting drunk in that. Yeah, this is a Disney movie where someone gets drunk. Isn't that interesting? So, Disney was unique back in the 1950s, weren't they? So, Aurora ends up back in the kingdom, but Maleficent puts her under a spell, makes a spinning wheel appear, and she pricks her finger and dies. Or at least is appeared to be dead. Now, this time, Prince Philip has told his father that he wants to actually marry the girl he met in the cottage by the Glen, a peasant girl, because unbeknownst to Prince Philip, that is actually Princess Aurora. But the fairies put all of King Stephen's kingdom to sleep while they wait for the spell to be broken. And they figure out that Maleficent, after capturing Prince Philip, has gone to her hideout in the Forbidden Mountain. And they go there, and they help Prince Philip escape. They get Prince Philip the Shield of Truth and the Sword of Wisdom, or something like that, to fight evil. Maleficent tries to stop them. She eventually creates thorns around King Stephen's castle that Philip breaks through. But that brings us to the climax, which is arguably probably the greatest climax in Disney animation, quite frankly, because this is a phenomenal climax. Maleficent morphs into her dragon form, and if anyone's ever played the original Kingdom Hearts 1, that is a pain-in-the-butt boss fight. And yes, she uses the green flame in it, too! She uses the green flame in this fight, in this little climax. She knocks Philip's sword over, but Flora enchants Philip's sword. It goes through Maleficent, the dragon's heart, and then Maleficent's dragon form falls to her death, and you never see Maleficent again. Until Kingdom Hearts, of course, where she's a recurring villain. So, Prince Philip awakens Princess Aurora, and, as the saying goes, they all live happily ever after. So how good is the movie? Well, it's got a phenomenal villain in Maleficent. She's a very good villain, even if she has very weak motivation, because she was just rejected from a party, and that's really her motivation. But it's how she goes about it that makes her so evil. I know, I'll get it. And now, Aurora, there's not much to go on. She is a very bland princess. She's an extremely bland Disney princess. She's not fleshed out, and she spends most of the second act asleep. Prince Philip has the same problem that Prince Charming does, in that the prince has in Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. He's not fleshed out. His last line comes halfway through the movie. He appears through the other half, but for some reason he never says a word. So this movie really loves its side characters. And Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, they balance the comedy with other non-comedy things. The two kings are kind of comic relief and all that. So, yeah, I think this movie does hold up, and I think it's a really good movie. So, probably in the next couple of days, I'll look at another movie. Don't know what, but this will be in the Anime Should Month playlist. If you like the video, like button's down there, subscribe button's down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.